All right, welcome back, COSA 1 and 601, folks. Professor Almeida here. Happy Thursday, everyone. And if you can believe it, this is going to be the last announcement video I'm recording for this class. Coming up, we're going to talk about week 8, our final week together. But as you know, I have housekeeping items that I want to cover. And we're going to start with the Canvas course chat. I'll be there later this morning from 9 until noon Pacific time. This coming Monday, the 24th, will be my last in-person office hours in M229, and next Thursday will be the last time I'm in the Canvas course chat. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look in Canvas here. I want to start with announcements. You're going to see this Monday morning. But here we have a reminder, all of your PowerPoint assignments are due this Sunday, the 23rd. And I'm sure that you've heard it's going to be warming up this weekend, and it's going to be very tempting to want to go outdoors. But let's make sure that we get things done by Sunday, the 23rd. And then finally, I have this announcement here regarding the SLO assessment in your dashboard. So if you look in your Canvas dashboard, you should see either COSA 1 or 601. Be sure to read through that announcement. And I am aware of the issue with one of the questions concerning Microsoft Word and spelling and grammar check. You're not being graded on answering the questions correctly. We can see which answer choices you're making, and we use that data to help us. So if you get to that question on spell check in Microsoft Word, don't worry if Canvas marks you wrong. We see the data. And while we're still here on the announcements page, I'm still getting questions about Skill Review 2.2, so be sure to take a look at this announcement before asking me. All right, moving right along. Again, to recap, we just finished up PowerPoint chapters 3 and 4. Let's make sure we get our PowerPoint assignments in by Sunday the 23rd. Remember that training sims do need to be turned in on time, folks. Don't leave these easy points on the table. If you have any late projects or quizzes, and this will also include PowerPoint, you have until the end of the course to get those turned in to me with a 10% score reduction. All right, here we go. Week 8, my Monday, Wednesday, folks. When you come into class Monday morning, and this is only for the COSA 1 folks, we're going to go over this certificate application form together in class. So make sure that you show up on time. Online folks, read through the instructions carefully. You can also watch this video if you are using Adobe Acrobat Reader. You should see a big red button here, but you won't in this case because I'm essentially in God mode. But again, make sure you read through the instructions carefully. And then we have our final exam and capstones. So for my Monday, Wednesday folks, once we are done with the certificate application form, you'll have the rest of Monday's class meeting and all of Wednesday to work on your final exam and capstones. You can work on these at home as well, but remember, I am giving you the class time. Online folks, you have the whole week. If you want to get started now, you can, but you basically have the entire week all the way to the end of the course to work on your final exams. Let's start with this final exam here. This is your objective exam. Let me go ahead and open this. It's a lot like the quizzes you've been working on in class, except that there are 30 questions. And as you'll see in a moment here, there are 30 questions and you only get one attempt at the exam. So make sure that you've blocked out enough time to get through 30 questions. The 30 questions will cover everything from Windows, Office Essential Skills, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. And just like the quizzes, you'll see this cover page here. And by checking this box, you can't say that you didn't know. So again, take this exam in one sitting. If you back out of the exam or reload it, you will lose your attempt, and whatever points you had up until then, that becomes your final score. And again, if you check this box, you can't say that you didn't know. Okay, so you've been warned on this. All right, now let's talk about the capstones. There's a capstone each for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Capstone projects are larger in scope than the individual skill review projects. So, for example, with PowerPoint, where you have 4 chapters and 4 skill review projects, the one capstone covers all 4 chapters. Okay, so that's what I meant here by that bullet point. The 3 capstone projects are part of your final exam along with the objective exam. You only have 1 attempt at each capstone, so be sure to carefully check through the tasks, save your project, and close out of Office before submitting. If you are saving your projects to OneDrive, take a moment to make sure that your project file is actually being saved to OneDrive, and close completely out of the program you're using, whether it's Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. If you try to upload your file while it's still open in Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, those save changes are not going to be there, and you only get 1 attempt, so whatever score you get, that's it. Remember, this is computer information competency, and learning how to manage your files is part of that competency. I won't answer questions about the capstones. And by the way, if you go to the COS Computer Labs or if you reach out to our COS instructional assistants, they will not help you with the capstones either. But you can use your notes, reading material, past project instructions, and the web to help you. So if you go into your skill review projects, you can print your instructions out, you can save them to PDF, and then, as I mentioned, your scores are final and they will not be reset for any reason. Your final exams are due on the last day of the course, Sunday, March 30th. Once the course is over, I will sign off on certificate application forms and I will send them to our instructional assistants for processing. And with that, good luck on your finals. It has been a pleasure. If I don't see you around, I wish you all well on your future endeavors. Thank you for watching.